Well, good afternoon and welcome to Windy Hill Kennel. So this is the 19th of August and we're out here in the yard with Grace's kids. They're not real sure about this. This is the first time they've been out here in the grass and they've been out here without Mom. So I don't have any big hopes and anticipation of them doing exciting, athletic, bounding things. Today is going to be oh, we're really not going to die. The ground's not going to swallow me up. And everybody will be okay. So when they first come out like this for the very first time in a new situation, they are apprehensive. So then they get inquisitive and I start seeing tails go. And then I actually spread them out in 3 different sections out here so they couldn't huddle together, and nervousness feeds nervousness. So if you spread them apart, see, this one's like, oh, what is that thing? It could be an octopus. She said, I don't know. I put collars on them today. It's kind of crazy here. We have one employee out she's been out pretty much all week sick. We don't think it's COVID. I think she's got a super bad cold. My girlfriend, my best friend, that raises miniature schnauzers that I always send everybody to, she does have COVID. And as of tomorrow, she will have been in the hospital for 10 days. So today is the first day she was able to get into a chair without losing her breath. She did not have to go on a respirator, but she has had a really rough time of it. So we have her puppies over here. I'm doing pickups with hers this week because hers are ready to go home. And we have 2 of hers left to go, and she's got 1 girl that's due for puppies. So we're going to bring her over here this evening because she may get out on Monday, but she won't be able to do anything. No energy at all. She says, it's all about time, and that's right. It's going to, oops. She says, wow, that was pretty rough getting up there. She said she's just absolutely washed out. Oh, there's a new texture for them to figure out how to climb. They've never been in this. She's the first one to brave it. Now she's going to slide out here the other side, which she doesn't realize. Her tail's going. That's a good thing. When their tails move, their brain moves. So that's my favorite saying because I've seen it so many times. When they freeze up and don't move, their tails aren't moving. And it absolutely holds true. I'm going to get a chair to sit on if they're going to just kind of sit around on this end. They're doing really good. They're really super playful in there with Mom in the kennel, but they're familiar with that in there, and they've got Mom with them. This one says, what are these things? Oh, she says, I'm sliding. So the female has a neon pink collar on. Here she comes. Oh, she said, I'm sliding. Help me, help me. What are you doing? Are you sliding? She says, oh, I'm back on the ground. That's so funny. Tail's going. That means her head's thinking and her brain's thinking. She's going back in, try it again. This side will be a little harder. Oh, no, she made it up. That's good. I'm glad she's that inquisitive. Usually you have somebody in a group that is I'm going to get your wait list back here and move it over here where I can read you weights and collars and that type thing. She says, whoa, I just slid out. Everybody else is hanging out. They're going, this is not fun. Where are we? The Merle has been active since he came out and his tail's been going like crazy. These guys are going to chew on the grass. And she said, well, I slid back out again, so I guess I'm out. I'm going to move my stool. So I'm making noises, and they're going, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is your tail going? All right, so they're all going to hang out here. They're probably hot. They have air conditioning in the kennel, so they're spoiled. And out here, it's just shade in the breeze. All right, I'm going to go through here, and oh, she's going back and do it again. That's really good. She means her brain's moving and she's inquisitive and she's trying to figure out what's going on. I like it when they do that. There is a mosquito about to land on her little head. I can see it. I keep swatting my back. Mosquitoes today are bad. I think it's the humidity's back up like crazy. It's hot like crazy. I'm so over this. I'm ready for fall. Totally ready for fall. Gotta keep an eye on my arms. I hate mosquito bites. All right, so the chocolate merle female out here is 8307. She's got a neon orange collar, and she's laying back there in the far corner. Get off me. In the far corner, just kind of hanging out, trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, the black and white male's up. He's looking around. And you're below me crying, and I'm not going to pet you. The party merle out here, male, 8305. And you know what? There's two party merles. How does she have these on here? Blue merle, black and white. Black changing color. Okay, we're good. So the party merle, which is scratching his ear, is 8305. He weighs 6 pounds, 3.5. But I would sooner think that's the chocolate one, but blue merle, no. I think that's right. Okay, the blue merle, which just laid down here and is spread out on his belly, chewing on a leaf. He is 8302. He's 5 pounds, 11.5, and he's got a royal blue collar on. It's hard to tell because their collars are buried under these coats. Okay, then we got a black and white female who is right below me. She was the star of the show, going through the little tykes. And now she just is sitting here wanting me to pet her. If I move, let me get up. That's going to make her move. She can't beg anymore to get out. She is 8306. She weighs 4 pounds, 5.5 ounces. Sorry, sorry. I hate that when I do that. I'm trying not to drop my phone and get a hold of it at a different angle. There we go. Let's see. So we got a black and white changing color, which is the one chewing on the little spaceship over here. Right there. That one has a neon green. Oh, it's chewing on a leaf now, too. And that one has a neon green collar on, which you can see his collar. He is 5 pounds, 9.5. And let's see, then the chocolate merle party is the big guy right over there chewing on grass. He's got a yellow collar and he weighs 5 pounds, 10.5. Can you look up here at me and let me see a face picture? Oh, that's a good face picture. Yoo-hoo. Up here, Tootso. Look up here at my book. There you go. There was a good face picture. How about you? Where are you at? Oh, I got my camera too big. Hey. Up here. Yeah, look up here, Tootsie. That's the little female. I'm trying to get some face pictures. Yoo-hoo! Can't get him to look up. Alright, so there's the chocolate merle up, finally. And the merle. And we got the black and white one in there. It's got an itch. I just put those collars on them today. So they're going to itch those collars like there's something cooties on them. They're not going to like those collars at all. So these guys are not too far from coming in the house. We're getting close. So once they come in the house, then they're going to start on no bark, no bite, no lick. Those are the 3 things that I think are the worst problems that people have when they go home, and the biggest complaints that people have is when they chew and no bark. Anything that comes out of their mouth is bark. So she's sitting here howling underneath of me. So I reached over with my notebook and popped her in the nose. Now she's mad. She's going to turn her back. They really do use their teeth a lot, especially with the puppies when they play. That's how their main means of communication and play and argue and is their mouth. So So I am not a fan of being chewed on because their teeth are like little tiny syringes on the end of them. They're sharper than all get out. And especially if you have older people in the family, just be aware that if you have grandparents or somebody that's around when the puppies are there, if you let them chew on you, they're going to chew on everyone. And toenails are the other thing that I absolutely hate. I keep them super short when they're here. And if you go home and you do have older people in the family, you can actually cause them some real problems. If the puppy jumps up on them and scrapes their arm with their toes, you can tear off those first couple layers of their tissue, and it's really a mess. It's hard to heal. Their teeth are the same way. If you do not stop the chewing on you when they go home, and then they chew on older people in the family, or little tiny people in the family, they're wicked. They hurt terribly. So please don't think it's cruel to make this puppy mind. You got to remember, it's a dog. It does not have human feelings. It expects someone to be the pack leader in the family. If you're not the pack leader, they're going to try and be your pack leader. So it's really, really, really important that you set down rules, boundaries, and limitations when you first go home, and then stick to them. Dogs are a creature of habit. So repetition is the best thing I can tell you. Don't expect a whole lot for the first 2 weeks. It takes them at least 2 weeks to where you can say, wow, they feel like they kind of fit in now. But they don't know anything about you. They don't know if you're going to pull their ears off. They don't know when you go to bed if you're ever coming back, or they've just been abandoned in the house. Don't put them in your bedroom to sleep. The biggest thing I think people made mistakes on when COVID hit, the people that got dogs made them the center of their world. And then when life became a little bit more regimental and a little bit back to normal, a lot of people went back to work, and those dogs freaked out. That's how you get a dog that's schizophrenic and tears your house apart. These guys have to learn that their kennel is a good place, that they're not going to die in that kennel, and eventually they'll go to sleep in that kennel. It becomes their den. So if you feel guilty that you go to work and put them in a kennel, get a bigger kennel, or get an X-Pen that they can't climb out of and give them an X-Pen for the day. But don't let them have the run of your home. They should learn to sleep in their kennel, not on your lap or the floor, for at least the first 8 weeks. In that break-in period in a new home, that first 2 days really sets the tone for what the dog thinks the rest of the time is going to be like. So if you keep this dog with you 24/7 and you carry him around all day long, and then all of a sudden you disappear and go to bed, well, guess what? You're not going to sleep very well. They are going to become your worst nightmare. I do not get up for any puppy in the middle of the night. If you start getting up, and even if you hear it crying, it'll go to the potty in that kennel, and that's fine. That will not make them not be housebroken. They will learn your schedule. So if you start them on a schedule of in the middle of the night, you're going to have that schedule for quite a while. So I would absolutely not get up with them in the middle of the night. First thing when you get up in the morning, don't go down and go, hi, how are you? Let's go potty. See them all stop and look at me. So when you use that baby voice, they have what is called, oh, my mind just went blank. They piddle, and it's called, my mind's blank. Isn't that awful? I'm sure you've gone to someone's house, you petted a dog and started to talk to it, and it pees on the floor. And so it's calling pee on submission. Sorry, that's what it is. It's peeing on submission. So don't use the baby voice in the morning. Just calmly go over and say, come on, let's go potty. Out the door you go. Don't make a big fuss about it. If it's had an accident in the crate, clean the crate up. Maybe spray it off with some, you could do a peroxide base. Peroxide and water make a great disinfectant to clean it with, or you can use vinegar and water. Just clean their crate off and put some newspapers back in, or wee-wee pads, whatever you use. I'm not a fan of wee-wees, so I don't know what to tell you or how to use wee-wee pads. I have used paper for 45 years, so I'm not a wee. I don't know a thing about wee-wee pads. But change the paper and just go on with it. If the dog potties on the floor, do not rub its nose in it. Do not swat it with a newspaper, because it doesn't understand. And people that yell at the dog and say, you better quit it, they don't know that. You know, I have a client that called me the other day. They have a 3-year-old dog, and now the dog is jumping on everybody, and they can't get it to quit barking, and she wants to know how to train it. So it's done it the other way for 3 years. It's going to be almost nearly impossible unless you're just really down home hard on it, stick to it, and you can change its mind, but it's not an easy process. It's much easier to start them off right in the beginning. I have had calls about people asking me about the divider in the crate. Should I move it more forward or more backward? I think you should throw it to the trash. Those dividers do not keep your dog from going to the potty. So if you put that divider in your crate and you go to work or you go shopping or whatever you're going to do, and the dog's in the kennel and has to potty, hello, it's going to potty. And then if it only has that little tiny amount of room, it's going to sit in it, walk in it, or lay in it, and then you're going to give it a bath when it gets home. So just kind of be conscious of that. I don't know who ever came up with the divider in the crate thing, but I think it's the worst thing that anybody's ever done. It'd be like putting your kids in a 3-foot square broom closet and say, hey, I'll be back in about 4 hours. You need to play in here, sleep in here, and unfortunately, if you have to go to the bathroom, you'll have to just do it in here. So you can imagine, that's kind of like doing the same thing to your dog. Dogs do not like to sleep or play or eat where they potty. So that dog will go to the very back of that cage and will go to the potty as far back away from the front of the cage where its bed and its bowl and everything like that is. So, and we can talk more about that when you guys come too. And if you're not coming to pick up, please feel free to give me a call. I'll be glad to explain to you about crates a little bit more if you'd like, or X-pins. So they're not going to do much, you can tell. They're like, I don't know about this today. And one of, I think, the little chocolate Merle and maybe the chocolate party up here in the front. Oh, he's up now. Okay, he's going to take a little bit of a walk. Let's see if he lays back down. He hasn't gone more than, his tail's starting to go. So when that tail goes up, there he sit back down. So you'll notice next week's video, they change again. Oh, that one's, it's funny. It's just really funny to sit and watch these guys and know what they're going to do by what those tails do. Anyway, so those are the big things that I would tell you are the biggest concerns. That don't expect a whole lot. Don't try and teach it sit down, stay, whatever for the first month. You can play games with it once it gets used to you. You can teach it to sit. You know, it's got about a 5 to 10 minute attention span. Clicker training is phenomenal. And if you go to Wendy Hill Puppy Parents and look up Christine Morrison's video, which is going to be way back a ways, or Gyro's videos that his mother puts on. She trained him to do like 15 tricks in the first, I think, just a little less than a year old with a clicker. They work great. The bad thing is you got to have it with you all the time, but they do work good. So anyway, I hope for today everybody got to see your puppy. They're doing great, and this one's finally going to get up and move now that we're almost done and 20 minutes into this. But and that one's actually going to eat grass. And that's another thing. Eating grass is normal, so don't have a fit at home. They eat grass, they eat dandelions, they eat sticks. And in some cases, rocks. I do have a $1,400 rock that had to be taken out of a dog's belly by surgery. So is my girlfriend. She's got a rock that I think she paid more than I did for. But I kept my rock. I'm going to have it made into a paperweight someday. It's only about as big as maybe I don't know, the end of your half of your thumb. But it wouldn't come back out after she ate it. So we had to have it taken out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed their video. I'm sorry they're not doing anything exciting and spectacular today, but just hang on to your hat. Next week they'll change. So talk to you later. Have a good week. Call me if you have any questions.